Welcome to another episode of my 11th annual chasecation. Last time we jumped right into chasing. From the moment we arrived in Colorado, we were already having severe weather. The first two chase days were very promising, but ultimately fruitless for us. Day 3 was also looking hot. We're leaving our hotel here in Oberlin, Kansas. So we're pretty close to the border of Nebraska. Yesterday was a total flop, but we're hoping today is better. We're gonna chase Nebraska. First destination is probably Broken Bow, or we might change course and go to Scotia. So was the third time the charm for us? Well, you'll see. I was gonna do all of day 3 in one video, but because we found so many good abandoned places, I decided to split it up into 2 parts. So this video is gonna be all about the first half of the day where we went exploring, and the next video will be all about the chase portion of the day. So let's see what abandoned goodies we found. We drove down the little main street of Oberlin, Kansas, the town we had stayed in that night. Population 1,600, named after Oberlin, Ohio. The first white people to set up camp here were buffalo hunters in the early 1870s. Eventually, the population started growing, and over the next 10 years, it turned into a proper little town with 2 drugstores, a bank, a law office, a post office, a school, and a unique booming industry: bone collectors. As the buffalo hunters moved farther west, the bones of the buffaloes who had been slaughtered for their hides littered the land. Men would collect the bones and then sold them for a whopping $8 per ton and sent them off to the east to be used as fertilizer. Another special highlight of the town, the first wedding held there was between 65-year-old Calvin Gay and his 15-year-old bride. Foul. In September of 1878, a band of Cheyenne led by Chief Dull Knife left their reservation in Oklahoma to return to their homeland in the Dakota Black Hills. Along the way, there were numerous fights with settlers and cavalry. The last raid in Kansas happened here, where 17 Decatur County settlers were killed before the Cheyenne crossed into Nebraska.
So we're coming up on Oberlin.
There's their museum. Look at the old church with the bell up there.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a gate around, a fence around it.
There's their courthouse. Oh, good.
Decatur County. Okay, DC must be Decatur.
Yeah.
Decatur. Okay, look at this signage. Slow down.
Oberlin Herald.
This is like 1970s motif with globe balls. Maybe here in the 60s. Yeah. I'd love to go in one of these places.
They always have like a
Teaks. Old credit union. And the signage.
with Lash 360. Well, the ladies in town like to get their lashes done.
Of course, they have the Masonic temple there.
Oh yeah, and look, Ray's Grocery. This is where you have to get buried if you got here. Oh look, they have a garage probably for the hearse.
Look at this. The thrift store. You want to go in it?
Every small town has a bowling alley. We then headed into Nebraska and drove around the small town of Danbury, which I really couldn't find much information on. It was established in 1888 and named after the postmaster's hometown of Danbury, Connecticut. The population in 2020 was 80, and I'm guessing it's even lower now. Wow.
Oh, look at those vultures on top. What a great picture.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. There's vultures sitting up there.
Yeah, I know. Can you roll the window down? That's crazy.
Right? What's a fake
No, well,
duck?
Dad, it's obviously
Oh, wow.
fake. Oh my gosh, Dad thought that was a real duck. Okay, whoa.
Oh, we had vultures on top.
Yeah, I
Why not
know.
a duck on a post? Makes perfect sense.
So look at this little town.
Yeah, it's seen better days for sure.
For sure. Well, look, they have a boat. For what?
For the creek?
For the pond? Yeah, for the creek.
Yeah, look at the left here.
Whoa, I think it's abandoned.
Yeah, it's
Oh my gosh, look at that. could just park their junk down here. Look at that, 1929. Wow. Yeah, Danbury School, 1929. They've got it boarded up really well. Yeah, they had a little flagpole. And then they have like all this junk here. Oh, look at that. That's really weird. It's like some old farm equipment. Okay, so here's the main strip. Oh my gosh, they have a post office.
Wow.
Look at that. Whoa, there's like old equipment in there.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Whoa, should we park here and just walk around?
Yeah, what the heck? $7.75 for a 12-pack?
Oh, it's like a dead animal. Mardi Gras 2001. Look, there's like a mural on the carpet. Ew, oh my gosh, that's an old mattress.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why is that in there?
Got old food.
I think there's something dead down there. It smells
Look,
horrid.
You see that bottle of whiskey? Whatever it is, there's actually bottles of booze in there.
This place is really, really stinky. Oh my
Very
god.
musty.
It smells awful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah, really bad.
I don't know why I'm not smelling it.
Oh my gosh, I literally feel sick. Oh my gosh.
Why couldn't I smell it?
Oh my gosh, my eyes are watering.
Wow.
The dead animal smell left me feeling extremely nauseous for over an hour. It was absolutely putrid. I feel sick. Look, it says open. Dad, it's literally, no, there was something real wrong there.
Well,
Butter up. What?
Hamilton Beach. Wow, this is like that place in Colorado. Look at that.
Well, look at that old curtain, or whatever that is, tablecloth thing.
Yeah.
Gross.
Look at that. It's got the old auto parts in it.
Why is the wall like in there?
Candies.
Toxic.
You see the Yeah. You see the candies.
There's a mirror.
Nothing there.
Yeah. Logan. Oh.
Look at this. Grand Haven, Michigan.
Hey!
Made by the Challenge Machinery, Grand Haven. Back when Michigan was a power. Look at this. It's growing trees.
Oh my gosh.
There was a fire, maybe? I don't know if that's black mold or if that's charred. But... When I was a kid, this is the kind of place I dreamed about. A dime from like the 1930s.
Here's the community center.
I don't think they have a pool. 1888. Relocated and restored. Depot Museum.
Yeah, I
I
know.
want to see if it's open. You can see why none of the kids want to stay.
Yeah.
And this is just, it's old people when they die, this town's dying. Look at that old 1968, 69.
Oh, there's the town church.
Let's go check that out.
Yeah, let's go. Oh my gosh, that toilet in there is like a bucket with a seat on it. That is sick.
Okay. The town, you know, if you want to just pull over and sleep in the car, this would be good.
Good, probably because you're not gonna have some law enforcement person bugging you, but bad because
just old people, you know.
I guess.
Unless they go paranoid.
Yeah,
For a
like
posse
that
and
guy
surround
was.
your car with
Yeah,
a
they have
shotgun. What are you
plastic.
doing here? You get out. I don't know. Let's see if it's open.
Seemed like they'd have it locked up. Yeah.
Let's just check it out. Emory Presbyterian.
Oh. Wow, it sure is pretty out today. Yeah, really
be community.
extensive wheelchair ramp in front of that house.
Yeah.
Look, there's like 2 little people.
Yeah. We start seeing a lot of ramps, you know, that
Yeah.
it's a senior
Whoa.
community. Looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Sure, in some of these homes, there's some antiques to be had.
Probably. People probably just leave stuff.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
you think it's not like.
Look, a squirrel! He's standing up and he's
Oh, that's
flickering his
cute.
tail.
Okay.
Okay, that's
We're gonna win
strange.
now. Hey,
Oh.
look at the old siren.
Wow.
That thing is ancient.
Probably doesn't even work. That.
They still got a box, and they got a satellite dish there.
Yes.
Maybe it automatically triggers.
Oh, there's an old TV in there, in the back over there.
Right.
The next small town we hit was Lebanon, and this town actually has a very interesting history. It may look like another typical small town that had its heyday in the late 1800s and early 1900s, but the interesting bit of history for this town is actually from the 1950s. Did you know there are 47 towns in the US called Lebanon? Well, in March of 1955, 40 delegates of the towns of Lebanon went to visit the country of Lebanon. 7 of them would be given a cedar sapling to bring back and plant in their town as a gift from Lebanon. First, though, the saplings had to acclimate in Ohio for 2 years, where they would be tended to by 24-year-old agronomy student Charles Harris, who happened to be born right here in Lebanon, Nebraska. Not only was he to tend to them, but he also went to the Middle East in place of Lebanon's mayor, Chester Keith, who was too elderly to go. When the other delegates returned back to the U.S., Charles stayed behind so he could visit Jerusalem, which was divided between Jordan and Israel at the time, with no man's land separating the two sides. On April 15th, Charles wandered into no man's land and was killed by a Jordanian guard. And here's where things get strange. One report claims the guard shouted a warning, which Charles ignored. Another report said he had been talking to an Israeli soldier and then went crawling by the old city wall, where he was then shot by the guard. Even the amount of times he was shot was up for dispute, with some reports saying 3 bullets, one of which fatally struck his chest, others saying a single fatal shot to the head. There was a UN investigation, and Colonel Brewster, who was head of the Israeli-Jordanian Mixed Armistice Commission, said that it was just a tragic error. This trip was put on by the now defunct American Friends of the Middle East. AFME started in 1951 as a pro-Arab group, and surprise, surprise, it was funded by the CIA. The group was headed by influential journalist Dorothy Thompson, but it was actually headed by Teddy Roosevelt's grandson, Kermit Jr. Kermit was chief of CIA covert operations in the Middle East, and his cousin Archibald Jr. was head of the CIA's Beirut desk. Now, this could all be coincidence, but at the end of February, before the delegation headed off to Lebanon, they all met up at AFME's headquarters in New York City, a building called the Middle East House. Charles then flew to Beirut on March 1st, while the other delegates followed suit the next day. Why did he go a day before everybody? Nobody knows. In addition to the lack of clarity regarding the events around his death, his family also never got his body back. They were told by the U.S. State Department that his body could not be removed for 1 year after burial. His father even went to Amman to try and repatriate his son's body, but they wouldn't allow him. So Charles' body remains in Ramallah, which was part of Jordan back then. Why the question marks surrounding his visit, death, and his repatriation? Don't know. I just know that anything involving the CIA is not to be trusted. By the way, of those 7 saplings, only 1 seems to have survived the acclimation period, so 6 of the 7 towns were unknowingly given a juniper tree to plant instead of the Lebanese cedar. Lebanon, Nebraska's juniper/fake cedar tree thrived here until it was struck by lightning on May 2nd, 2017. It had to be cut down, and in October the following year, a true cedar of Lebanon was planted in town. Okay, back to the present day. Lebanon had a school like Danbury, except it wasn't boarded up as securely, and we found a way in.
There's their part.
Oh, look, they have an old newspaper stand. I wonder how old those newspapers are. They look like they haven't moved.
They might be more.
Ew, they have one of those bathrooms. It's probably a bucket again.
I'll tell you, their
Look,
park is-
the village hall. Oh, and look at, they
What a-
went real fancy with their siren.
That is.
Oh my gosh, I think I see another school up here.
Yeah.
Look at this. Whoa.
I feel like this town is a little more lively. I mean, I know that's,
Oh my gosh, all the upholstery came off that chair. Oh, the cemetery. We can go there next.
this one, they didn't board up the windows.
Wow. Oh my gosh,
What
it's
is
just
that?
like
Look at
open.
this dog. These dogs.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, wow. That is really weird.
All right. That's cool.
And look at are those like lightning rod
No
stuff?
fishing radioactive waste. Okay, really.
So this one is 1930.
Lebanon school. This was a competition at Danbury.
What? I wonder who put these funny statues up. An owl and a dog.
Cassette tape.
Oh, wow.
Clever Tom and the Leprechaun. Scholastic classics.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
funny. Clever Tom and the Leprechaun.
Okay. Wow. Guess we're going in.
Yeah.
Oh, man, is this as far as we can go?
Yeah, look at this home of that.
Whoa, look at that old stove thing to the left.
Yeah. Look at those bowling pins. Oh, it's a shame we can't get in here.
But you know what? It's really trying to go.
I bet if we knew how to pick a lock.
Yeah, I know. We should try around the building, though. Okay, what about this one over here? Oh, okay, I'm coming up.
It's the auditorium. Check this out. Really cool.
Whoa.
Let's test this. You want me to walk ahead of you?
God, it smells like black mold.
Yeah, just go like this.
Okay. Oh, wow, they're like storing crap and they're like lamps and things.
Stuart Little. Look at that old light bulb. That is ancient.
Is that a computer?
Oh my gosh. Computer lab, huh?
That is hilarious. Ew, is that a dog? Oh my gosh, it's a teddy bear.
Look, here's the stove.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
That's an owl.
Oh,
It's an
he's
owl.
trying to get out. I know. Wow. That's crazy.
It's okay, guy.
Oh. No boys allowed. They have a giant. Maybe this is where they stored their, like. Well, obviously, where they stored their. Whoa, look at that thing.
This is the tournaments.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. State volleyball champ, 72-73.
Wow. Where's the classrooms? Ew, look at old fridge. I guess I don't know. I think we only have access to the auditorium. Your dad's still in there.
book.
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoma biography
Just gonna see if they have a
The date.
1953. There's a pile of books over there.
Okay, I don't want to touch them, Dad. They probably have poop and mold all over them. You need to clean your hands now. We continued our way northeast and passed through the small town of Arapahoe, where you can find a Trump fanatic's dream come true, a whole store dedicated to him. The lady working there told us most of the people that stop in are actually from California or New York. Go figure. Wow, live, laugh, walk, and load. With all that small town exploration out of the way, we were ready for chase mode. Make sure you hit subscribe and notify so you can see when that video comes out. See you next time.